Okay, I had some time this morning, so I went into the engine on this bike. First of all, the rear wheel, when I was rolling it around in the shop, would tend to suddenly jam and not roll, and I had to roll it back and forth to unjam it. But it's turning just fine here on the lift. I don't see any problems. Brake works. I'll go into the hub and see if there's something in there that's causing it to jam. We'll see. This is a 650 TR6 with a 750cc drop-on kit. This is not original. See the overhang here, where the casting overhangs the engine, and the overhang over here, where it overhangs the engine. So I measured the bore. It's been sleeved. It's been bored out and sleeved, and this sleeve here is for standard pistons. See where it's standard there. Carefully marked 1 and 2 for reasons unknown. The sleeve has been nicely honed. Obviously never run, of course. All right, so let's go over here and talk about the head. These are really nice, spiffy, aftermarket, super cool valve retainer caps and valve spring seats. Those are not original. Undoubtedly, these are heavy-duty springs, and nicely done. The head, if I turn it over, the valves are beautifully done. The head is polished. The cylinder combustion chamber is polished. I will pull at least one of these valves out just to look at the seats, but I expect that they're okay. This appears to be done by somebody who knew what they were doing. The cylinder bore came out to be 75.51 on my measurement, and the stock 750 is 76 millimeters. So this is a 750 cylinder. The head bolts might be stock, but they're pretty well. Let me see if I can focus down on this. How do we do this? The head bolts have just been massacred. I think in order to clear the frame when you put the rocker boxes in place. There's a trick to putting these head bolts in the engine. Let's see, how do we do this? Okay. You can see how that's been ground down right there. Basically, the trick is that when you put the rocker boxes in place, you leave everything loose, and you have to tilt the box back and forth for the bolt to clear the frame so it'll drop into place. So we've got new head bolts on order. Let's assume that the new head bolts will fit the holes in that 750 jug. And let's see, what else to say? It's going to be a bigger project than we expected, but we'll see how it goes as I get further into the engine. The base nuts were loose when I got the bike, and it's got a gasket, so I tightened it down. I don't know if I should assume that the gasket is in there and tight and the bike will be fine, or if I should lift the jugs off. Frankly, I'm leaning towards taking the jugs off and then putting a fresh base gasket with a fresh copper coat sealer on it and putting it back together again. I'll probably do that next chance I get to work on the bike. Anyway, that's where we are. I'll keep you apprised.